What's up guys, Chris here, back again with another helpful video for you. So today I'm going to be talking about just the power of thought. I have some thoughts on this topic, but I was reading this really cool study recently that kind of brought it to mind, and I'll tell you about the study first and then we'll discuss things. So this study was really interesting. The researchers basically gave medication to people, and they had obviously a control group, and then they had a group that they were testing. What they did was these people had a certain condition. They gave the medication to them, and then they told the people that they told one of the groups, the test group, they said that the medication that they gave them was a placebo. However, it was the real medication. It was the medication that was being used to treat the other group as well. But they told the other group, the original group, that it was the real medication and that it would help them. So one group was told that it was going to help them. The other group was told that it was a placebo. What do you think happened? So the group that was told that their medication was a placebo actually had far worse effects of the medication on the treatment, while the group that thought and knew that the medication that they were given was the right medication actually had great effects. And they had a lot of positive improvements. There was nothing statistically different about the precondition of both groups. There was nothing really different. For all purposes, for research purposes, they were the same people. They were the same types of people, except that one group was told that medication was a placebo, and they had worse effects of the medication. Now, what this tells us is that their thoughts literally created those decreased effects of the medication. And this gets you thinking. Thoughts are extremely powerful. Thoughts are what shapes your world. It's literally, the world around you is not existing independent of your observation of it. And we know that through quantum physics. You are actively building and taking that input, basically perceiving things. There's nothing. The world that you're walking around in is only the world it's the world that you perceive. There's not anything outside of what you perceive specifically. So that perception is extremely important, and a lot of people walk around with toxic thoughts. They have a lot of negative thoughts, and they're in these negative patterns, these cycles that they get into. And I see it in a lot of people's lives. It just keeps them stuck. They become a slave to these patterns. They become a victim to things. And what they don't realize is that they actually have that power right in their head by controlling their thoughts, by actively working on developing the power of their thoughts. They have the power right there to make their life better. And I want to share that message with people. I've talked about it in the Thermo Mindset videos here on the chapter, but I want to share that message with you guys as my subscribers. And I know, some people will push back against that. They're going to keep pushing their victim mindset and their victim agenda, essentially, because it's easy to be a victim. It takes some work to control your thoughts, to have power over your thoughts, and to use them for good things and to help build that positive thought cycle in your life. It's a lot more difficult to do that at first, but eventually you get into it. It's addicting. It feels great. You start to realize the power that you do have. So when you break out of that victim mindset, you're going to be able to have exert a lot more control over your life, and you're going to enjoy your life a lot more. So thoughts are things that are extremely powerful. They are as real as anything else in your life. We as humans, we actually have, because we're conscious, we have the ability to take a thought and make it a real thing and to apply it and turn it into action. If you have a thought and then you turn it into action in your life, you are creating things, and that feels good, because I think that's in our nature to do that sort of thing, and we feel better when we're doing that. So if you're in a rut in your life, then I would implore you to take a look at your thoughts, take an honest look at your thoughts. Just start to pay attention to them. You don't have to feel bad about anything. You don't have to feel any shame about some of these thoughts that you have, these negative thoughts, but just be honest about them, and then own up to that, and then just work on changing them and improving them and flipping them around, making them positive. And one of the things that I've been doing over the last few years is only play games that you can win. And you can do that. You don't have to engage in other people's nonsense. So start to look at the world in a way where it's like, okay, if I engage in this and I win, I'm gonna feel better. If I do this, I'm gonna win and I'm gonna feel better. And these could be like tiny things, you know, but if you do a lot of tiny things, it adds up and you start to become more confident, you start to get better at doing this kind of activity, this kind of exercise. And then on the flip side, look at things and say, there's no way I'm gonna win from this, so I'm just not gonna engage in it. And what you're gonna find is that you literally can get through your life in this way and thrive, and this is the way to thrive, by controlling your thoughts. So hopefully this was a helpful illustration of the power of thought. I'm going to be talking more about, you know, thoughts, mindset, that sort of thing here on the channel in the future. And I'm really pumped to go into this new year, this 2018, with you guys, and we've got a lot of good stuff in store. So if you like the video, give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more like it, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next video.